Welcome to my channel Sci-Fi Love Story. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. The battlefield was silent now, except for the soft hiss of burning metal and the faint hum of dying machines. The once golden skies of Velara Prime were filled with drifting ash. Every tree, every tower, every dream, turned to smoke. Through the haze walked a lone man, his armor cracked, his helmet dented, his lungs filled with dust. His name was Eli Carter, a human soldier from the lost colonies. No one in this galaxy had seen a human in hundreds of years. To most alien species, they were just ancient myths, stories told to frighten children or inspire soldiers. But now, one had fallen from the sky. Eli's shuttle had been shot down hours ago. He barely survived the crash. His ship was gone, his comms dead, and his leg wounded. He limped through the ruins, searching for signs of life, or anything that wasn't trying to kill him. Then, he heard it. A faint, desperate voice, almost lost in the wind. "Help, please." He froze. The sound came from the base of a shattered crystal spire. Carefully, he stepped over rubble and twisted beams, and then he saw her. An alien woman, her silver-blue skin glowing faintly even under layers of dust. Her long white hair was soaked in blood. Her body armor was torn apart. She looked like a fallen star. A symbol on her chest plate glimmered, the royal crest of Velara. She wasn't just anyone, she was a princess. Eli knelt beside her. Her breathing was shallow, a large plasma burn covered her side. He pressed his fingers against the wound, but the moment he did, something impossible happened. The light beneath his palm flared, and the wound began to close. Her torn flesh reformed. Her pulse grew stronger. The pain in her face faded. Eli jerked his hand back, terrified. "What the hell?" the princess gasped, her violet eyes snapping open. She stared at him, confusion, fear, and all mixing together. "Why, you're human," she whispered. Eli blinked. "You know what I am." She nodded weakly. "Humans were myths. My mother told me, stories about your kind. They said you could destroy worlds, or save them." Eli didn't know what to say. He'd only done basic first aid, nothing like this. He looked down at his hand. It was glowing faintly with golden light that faded after a few seconds. "I don't know how," he said quietly. "I just wanted to help." The princess coughed, her breathing still rough. "My name is Serenia Velara. You shouldn't be here, human. The Dravic Dominion, they'll come back. They'll kill anyone they find." Eli checked the skies. A fleet of black ships was moving in the distance, small, but deadly. He looked back at her. "Can you walk?" She shook her head. "Not FA. Then I'll carry you." Before she could protest, Eli lifted her into his arms. She was light, fragile, but her presence radiated strength. Every few steps, she drifted in and out of consciousness. Her skin shimmered with energy, reacting to his touch, like her body was alive with his warmth. As they hid among the ruins, Serenia stirred again. "Your touch, it mends me," she whispered. "No nanotech, no healer has ever done this." "How?" Eli didn't have answers. He was as lost as she was. They reached a broken temple deep in the valley, its walls carved with ancient alien script. Inside, the air felt still and sacred. He gently set her down on a cracked stone platform. Serenia looked at him, eyes shining in the dim light. "Long ago," she said slowly, "my ancestors spoke of the human light, a gift given to the lost race. They said one day, when the stars bled, a human would return and touch the dying, and life would rise again." Eli frowned. "That's just a story." She smiled faintly. "And yet, here you are." Before he could respond, the sound of footsteps echoed outside. Eli raised his weapon. 3 Dravic soldiers entered the temple, tall, armored creatures with reptilian eyes. "Targets acquired," one hissed. "The princess is alive." The other, "Unknown species." Eli didn't wait. He fired. Blue plasma bolts sliced through the air. He moved fast, rolling behind a pillar as shots scorched the walls. He hit one soldier square in the chest, sending him crashing down. But there were more. Then, Serenia's voice rang out, clear, commanding. "Stay down, human." Her hands glowed with white energy, and a wave of pure light burst from her body. The remaining soldiers screamed as their weapons melted and their armor shattered. When the light faded, they lay motionless. But the effort drained her. She fell back, trembling. Eli rushed to her side. "You'll burn yourself out." She gave a weak smile. "I already have." Her pulse was fading again. Eli grabbed her hand. "No, you're not dying on me." His hand glowed once more. This time, the light spread through her entire body, brighter, warmer, like sunlight filling a frozen world. Her eyes widened as strength returned to her limbs. The pain vanished. For a long moment, neither spoke. "You're a miracle," she said softly. "No," Eli said, shaking his head. "Just a man who got lucky." But deep down, he knew something had changed. Something inside him, something ancient, had awakened. Outside, thunder rolled. The enemy fleet was landing. More ships, more soldiers. Eli knew they couldn't fight him all. Serenia sat up slowly. "If they find us, they'll take you apart. Study you, use you." Eli looked into her glowing eyes. "Then we run." She hesitated. "If we run, my people will fall. If we stay, you'll die." He smiled faintly. "We'll find a third option." The princess looked at him, confused. What kind of man risks his life for someone he just met? Eli's eyes softened. The kind who still believes life is worth saving. And with that, they disappeared into the burning night. A wounded princess and a lost human, chased by fleets and fate itself. But in the ashes of a dying world, a spark had been lit. A spark that could heal the stars. The twin moons of Velara Prime hung low over the horizon as Eli Carter and Princess Serenia Velara made their way through the shattered landscape. Behind them, the night burned, fleets clashing, the Dravic Dominion's invasion tearing through what was left of the Velaran Empire. Eli's steps were heavy, his armor dented and worn, but his resolve was firm. Serenia leaned against him, her strength returning slowly, her wounds gone but her heart heavy. "We can't keep running," she whispered. "They'll hunt us until there's nothing left." Eli glanced at her, dust streaking his face. "Then we stop running. We fight, but smart." She gave him a sad smile. "You sound like a human general from the old stories." He didn't answer. The stars above shimmered, and for the first time, Serenia noticed, they were changing color, shifting from silver to gold. The same golden hue that had glowed from Eli's hands. Something inside him was awakening. They took shelter inside an ancient structure, a forgotten Velaran research outpost buried beneath the sands. Its walls hummed with old energy. Serenia led him through dark corridors until they reached a glowing console, still alive after centuries. "This place," she said softly, brushing the dust off the console, "was once our greatest secret. It held the truth about life, about creation." Eli frowned. "And what does that have to do with me?" Serenia activated the console. A hologram flickered to life, a tall, robed figure speaking in the Velaran tongue. The translation appeared automatically. Project Genesis, the merging of human and Velaran DNA to create the Lightbearers. Only the humans possessed the gift to heal, to rebuild cells with pure energy. We sought to preserve it. But they vanished before we could complete the link. Eli stared at the hologram, stunned. "You mean, humans and Velarans were connected?" Serenia nodded. "Yes. My ancestors tried to copy your gift, but they failed. Until now." She looked at him with a strange softness in her eyes. "You are living proof that the human light survived." Eli took a step back, overwhelmed. "I'm not some miracle. I'm just a soldier who doesn't want to see more people die." Serenia smiled faintly. "And that is why your light still lives." Before they could speak further, alarms began to blare. The Dravics had found them. Outside, the earth shook as plasma bombs hit the cliffs. The entire underground base trembled. Dust fell from the ceiling as the walls cracked. Eli grabbed his rifle. "Go, find cover." But Serenia didn't move. She touched the console again, her eyes widening as a massive stasis chamber rose from the floor. Inside floated a crystal sphere, pulsing faintly with golden energy. "This is it," she whispered. "The heart of Velara, the energy core that once gave life to our world. It's dying, but maybe your power can restore it." Eli hesitated. "Even if I could, I'd have to stay close to it." Too close. She understood instantly. "You'd die." Eli gave a small, tired smile. "You said it yourself. We can't keep running." The Dravics burst through the upper levels, their reptilian roars echoing down the halls. Eli turned to her. "If I can reactivate this core, it might stop them. Maybe even drive them off." Serenia stepped closer. "You don't owe us this." "I do," he said quietly. "Because once, humans were like the Dravics too, full of pride and destruction. Maybe this is our chance to do something right." Before she could protest, he pressed his hand against the crystal. The effect was instant. Light surged from his body, pure, golden energy filling the chamber. His veins glowed as if stars ran through them. The ground shook violently. The dying heart of Velara began to awaken. Serenia shielded her eyes as the light grew brighter. The entire structure trembled, power rushing through ancient conduits. Outside, the Dravik ships faltered midair, their systems crashing as waves of golden energy spread through the atmosphere. Eli, Serenia shouted over the roar. Stop, your body can't take it. He turned to her, his voice weak but steady. If this works, your people live. Tears welled in her eyes. Then let me share it. Let me help. She ran to him, pressing her hands over his, and suddenly, the golden light turned white. Their energies merged, human and Velaran becoming one pulse of radiant life. The heart exploded with brilliance, a storm of light that reached the skies. Hours later, the battlefield was silent again. The Dravik fleet had vanished, their ships drifting lifelessly in orbit. The skies of Velara Prime shone once more with silver and gold. Serenia lay on the ground near the crystal core, her body aching but alive. When she looked around, she saw Eli, lying motionless beside the heart. His armor was scorched, his skin faintly glowing. Eli, she whispered, crawling toward him. Please, wake up. She pressed her hand over his chest. No heartbeat. Her tears fell freely now, glowing softly as they touched his skin. You promised we'd find a third option, she said through broken sobs. You can. Break your promise now. But then, the impossible happened again. The light beneath her palm flickered. Slowly, his heart began to beat. His chest rose with a shaky breath. Eli opened his eyes, faintly glowing with golden fire. Serenia gasped, laughing and crying at once. You're alive. He smiled weakly. Guess I'm hard to kill. She helped him sit up. Around them, the once dead landscape of Velara was changing, green light spreading across the land, broken trees regrowing, rivers reforming. The heart had done more than defend the planet. It had healed it. Eli stared in disbelief. I didn't think it'd work like this. Serenia placed her hand on his. You didn't just heal me, Eli. You healed an entire world. He looked at her, his eyes tired but full of warmth. Maybe humans weren't made to conquer stars. Maybe we were made to fix what others broke. Days later, across the galaxy, the legend of the human light spread. Alien fleets ceased their wars to investigate the strange golden signal rising from Velara Prime. Every race spoke the same words, a human lives, and he brought life back to the dead. The Velaran Council crowned Serenia not as princess, but as queen of the reborn world. But she refused to take the throne without Eli at her side. He is no alien, she told the council. He is proof that compassion is the strongest power in the universe. Eli tried to hide from the attention, but the galaxy wouldn't let him. Everywhere, his name became a symbol, the human who healed a dying empire with nothing but his touch. And though he never saw himself as a hero, Serenia would often look at him and whisper, "You were never just a soldier, Eli Carter. You were the light the stars had been waiting for." He smiled. Then let's make sure it never fades again. As they stood together under the twin moons of Velara Prime, the world bloomed anew, and somewhere, far beyond the stars, the ancient whispers of humanity stirred again. The age of fear was ending. The age of light had begun. End.